Well, guys, welcome back. We're doing a podcast today for Illinois Wrestler. It is Sunday, October 26th. This weekend, I think, obviously, did we talk? We talked last about Super 32. We got through that. Big week. Obviously, now this week is Preseason Nationals going off before the season. Some Illinois results. I have the sheet pulled up, but with the showcase. But what do you guys think you want to start off with? What did you guys pay attention to this weekend?
I here, listen, I did it for the first time ever. I Facebook bitched about officiating. I've never done that in my life. I was watching Landon Near's first match at Preseason Nationals, and it was like I don't even know I'm gonna call it like a standing Merkel. I don't know what else you'd call it, a standing rocket, a standing Merkel. And I guess it's a oh shit, what's that called? What's that called? Like a judgment call, like if his hand touched the mat, whether it's a takedown or not.
Yeah,
But there was no time left. So that was the thing. It was like, regardless if it was maybe it was a takedown, maybe it wasn't. There wasn't no time left. So I just like that. I don't know. Brody Ivy posted something about Landon Blanton ended up wrestling back to Landon Blanton won like 8 in a row, maybe. I think he took fifth, or I don't know what he did. We'll figure it out. We'll find out. Well, Landon Blanton placed, but he made a post, by the Newman guys, and I actually, I like went online and like bitched about officiating.
well,
I've
yeah.
never done that. It feels, it's dude, like
Did it feel good?
what am I
Good
gonna,
to get it out.
what am I gonna do next? Like ask for the manager at Dairy Queen or something,
Yeah, uh, yeah. I mean, again, refereeing, you're never gonna get a good. It's very rare that you're gonna have the best of the best do it. So, um, it just kind of goes with the territory, especially those national tournaments where they have 16, 30 mats out. You got so many people, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um, Mark Stewart, did you pay attention at all to the preseason nationals this weekend?
I did watch some of it. I have some opinions on it. I think that the preseason nationals, there were some really tough weights in the showcase division, which is freshmen through seniors, normal weight classes, but it's just all one division. But I also thought there was a lot of like really soft weights, really and that can be expected when you have as many national tournaments as there is now. Like week to weekend, it's like you can only go to so many. So I thought there was some really like weak weights showcase division. The regular division is kind of is pretty big, so there were some pretty massive. There were some massive weight classes, but yeah, it was like there were some awesome weight classes and there were some really bad weight classes.
Yeah,
and that couldn't be expected at a tournament that big. But
well, from the state of Illinois, I can say in the showcase duels, the one champion from the state of Illinois was Griff Powell.
Yeah, he had a tournament.
Yeah, and he beat Demetrius Carrera, who is also from Illinois.
Yeah, but he beat his
Marmion kid,
Nico DeSalvo, in the semis. That was a huge win, big name win.
Well, catch me up on DeSalvo. How he's
credential wise,
you just know he's.
I mean, he's been here. I'll find out. I'll tell you right now. Well, he decommitted from Minnesota. He's a two-time Iowa State champ going into this year. From Southeast Polk. I don't know if he's recommitted yet, but he was committed to Minnesota. He's a two-time state champ from Iowa. He's a good kid. He's real good.
Okay. So Griff Powell wins that over Carrera, beats a good guy in the semis. Previous weight class 132, Jason Hampton's in the finals. He gets second place.
Yep.
In the same weight class, Mike Melizio. I think, Jim, you mentioned him, I think last week before you were talking about him. He got sixth place at the 132-pound weight class. And I'm kind of going in reverse order right now, but I started with Griff Powell winning. Going backwards, doesn't look like we have anybody going down to the 106-pound weight class.
Griff Powell sounds familiar. That's he's from Lyons
Yep.
Township. Izzy kid, like Lyons Township, Izzy kid.
Yep.
Does that sound right? Yeah, I know the name. I don't know.
Yep, he's Lyons Township. Dad is Griff Powell, I believe, and tough kid. He placed. I believe he's a placer from last year. And then a couple weight classes ahead, 144, Cam Luif. He places 6th. So a lot of people from looks like Montini sent some guys.
And Cam was at Super 32. I know that. So yeah, a lot of these kids made that flip, that turn, that you turn and burn, right? Like that.
You go from one to the next, yeah.
Yeah, like a barrel horse racers,
Yeah. 150. Donovan Rosauer from Yorkville wins over Dana Wixon from East. So that's an all Illinois final match. That's pretty big for Dana Wixon. I mean, he placed last year, and he's kind of looks like he's stepping into his weight and some of these bigger tournaments.
150, like 11, 12, like you want to call it, regular bracket, not showcase. That was also an Illinois final because it was James Hemela. He was in the finals with, who did he wrestle, Mark, in the finals? Southern Illinois kid that won it. I'm gonna draw a blank on who it was, but he I watched it. Let me pull it up.
And you're talking, this is just the big bracket?
Correct.
Got it.
So it'd be 11 and 12, but it would be like non-showcase, if that's the way you want to call it.
And remind me of the showcase. So the showcase is all high school, one division, and state placers?
State qualifier or above.
Or placer, yep. Again, going back up in weight class order, 175, Alexander Tack, Corey Clark Wrestling, he got 7th place. And
another Montini.
Yep. Is this 190 pounds Dylan Reel from Compound? Dylan Reel's not wrestling again, is he?
Yeah, right. And I don't believe Dylan's got that age already.
Yeah. No, that is a coincidence. Somebody with the same name, Dylan Reel. That's pretty cool.
The 150 kid I was talking about that wrestled Hemel in the finals, his name's Ryan Ritchie, and he's from Edwardsville, Illinois.
Okay. Yeah.
So Edwardsville, that's where Juice is from, I believe. Rulo?
Yeah.
So who was in the Hemela and
Hemela and Ryan Ritchie. Yep. That was the
okay.
150 finals match.
And who won that match?
Ritchie beat him.
Okay. All Illinois final. All right. Checking the rest of this showcase weight classes. And it looks like that does it for the ones that previously mentioned. But going into
let me just real quick, like that's Hemela's first match back. He was if we Google him, I think he was a 113 or maybe a 120, I don't know, last year. And then he was off injured with like a back thing. So this is his first tournament back, minimum 30 pounds bigger, and makes the finals. I mean, good for you, James Hemela.
30 pounds.
Loyola kid. Yeah. I mean, If he was 20, he might have been 13. So maybe even more, but he looked tall, man. He looked, I'm watching it on the stupid screen, but it didn't look like the James Hemela that I remember, I just remember James being a little guy, but he looked good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's jump into the bigger brackets, the open brackets. Do you have any other results? I can't find those. I pulled the showcase up. I'm going to look for the regular brackets, but
I can go through it real fast. I can tell you
Yeah, tell us some of the guys who placed.
106 would have been a kid from Minnesota, so that don't count. 113, this is 11-12 I'm doing right now. Would have been Kraft. I don't know where he's down in Illinois. See, that's not going to work doing it this way.
Yeah, I guess I just looked at names and I picked out the names that I recognized. Obviously, from ranking show and stuff like that, we've been able to get that, and some of these kids that we know. So,
well, let me tell you
they
what,
have all the club names. So,
yeah, Landon Blanton did take. What did Landon Blanton do? Landon Blanton took 6th.
And Landon Blanton's from Sterling Newman.
Yep. Well, he would have been. I mean, he's an Albert kid, preseason, but yeah, wrestles for Newman during the season, like high school season.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Near, man, he I don't know. Near didn't have Near came back and wrestled a couple. Then he ended up. Near went. The hell did he do?
I think he went 3-2.
3-2, yeah. He lost, and then in a blood round, or he lost a 1-0 match. Both matches he lost were 1-point matches. So
he's also from Sterling Newman.
Yep. And I believe he's I'm gonna tell you he's an Albert preseason kid as well, but I think he's an NWO kid as preseason. I don't know, both,
Yeah, I think he's out at Spar too a little bit. Obviously, he came to a couple of my practices too. So he's around.
He was here. Yeah, you were with him yesterday.
Yeah, and last Friday, I want to say he came out to the gym.
Okay.
But yeah, so those brackets I'm still looking for. If you guys have them, let me know. I was gonna look at the little kids, like the youth kids today. They were wrestling today.
I saw Golaki Grady took 2nd. Owen Slayball took 5th or 6th.
Really?
Yep. I don't know who else I was watching.
All right, Mark, did we cut you off? What you were about to say something?
Yeah, I don't know why, but my USA bracketing, I can find it with ease on it, but it's not working. It's now saying my password. I was just on it 10 minutes ago.
Forgot password.
Yeah, but then I got to go back to the email.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of stuff that goes with it. There's, again, another reason why I'm not really happy about that. Like logging in, doing all that stuff, I don't think it's necessary.
That's the one thing I have set up on my phone where I have that. I have the USA bracketing app, right? So it's right under my Spotify app. I know where it is. I touch it and I sign in. It's already saved. Like this is the one app I have that's not a pain in the ass to. Well, Spotify is always on. YouTube works. This is like one of the few apps I have that I actually work.
Yeah. Let me see.
They have this stuff at work I have to do, like, I don't even know. Because you live in Illinois, you got to take like sex ed courses or some shit for work. Or sexual harassment. They call it harassment. And I have to like log in on this other thing, and like it sends me a PIN code, and I have to like put that in to prove it's me. Like who's gonna take a sex ed course like for fun?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Is it me? Of course it's me.
I have to take this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's not voluntarily taking a class that they have to take.
No, especially that. You know what I mean?
That is a funny concept, right? Like you have to take something, and then you got to prove it's you. It's like, well, nobody wants to take this thing. Of course it's me.
And it's Illinois stuff. Like if you work in Iowa, you don't have to do it, but in Illinois, you have to take these.
I see.
Courses, and they're brutal too. They're cartoon. They're like
stop.
They're like no, they are. They're like cartoons that they do it with, and they got like these, like the cartoon figures are like scantily clad. Like they got these like, and it's like, dude, I'd fall for this. You know what I mean? Like you're setting me up
with a cartoon. You're
setting me up. Yeah. So.
Well, Mark, back to your bracketing. Did you see any Anything? You got anything from the weekend? I know there was a couple guys that went out, but obviously the showcase was the big weights. I don't know. Those are that's where it's supposed to be where all the better kids are going, correct?
Yeah, in theory, but a couple of years ago, you noticed there was some really there was weights where the 11th and 12th, 170 or 5 or whatever was like really good, and the showcase was 22 kids, and it was not a lot of guys, and you're like, that's weird. So like, you don't have to. Some guys double bracket. You can do both.
You can, and you only get stuck wrestling twice. As long as you're on the winning side, you only get stuck wrestling twice in the same like vicinity once where they overlap. And if you're on the losing side, I think you get stuck wrestling twice, where they could, but I think it says, I swear it always says no double bracketing on that, but that means you can't wrestle 9, 10, 11, 12. You can't do that, but you can wrestle 9, 10 showcase or 11, 12 showcase because it's a different event altogether, I guess.
Yep.
I got you.
I don't know. Preseason Nationals to me has lost a lot of the higher end kids.
Yeah, of course, right?
Here's the deal. It's too close. Thank you. It's too close to Super 30. Like I remember last year we went. So Jimmy lost in blood rounds at Super 32 last year. A week later, 7 days later, we went to Des Moines and he wrestled there. It was a week later. I mean, it was at least the next weekend. This was literally 3 days later.
Remember this? He had a really small bracket, but he had like 2 kids he really wanted to wrestle that were good.
Yeah, because we ended up going last minute because he saw the wrestler list.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Hey, get me into this tournament," which they let him in, luckily, because he was he was a state champ or whatever accolades he may have had. They're like, "Yeah, we can get you in." So that worked out perfect. But we weren't originally going to that because it was like, "Damn, dude, that's next weekend." So now. Some of these kids literally made a 3-day turn. They were in North Carolina wrestling on Saturday or Sunday, and then they're weighing in on Wednesday to wrestle Thursday in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yep.
I don't know. I think they need to back it up, and I know they don't want to conflict with. I think it's always been. What I remember is Preseason Nationals is always Halloween weekend. I just always remember that. So they've moved it ahead. They had to have, unless Halloween's moved, which I don't believe it has.
Is wrestling season starting early in some states?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think November's probably normal.
Yep. November's normal. Like November 10th, like that second week in November.
Yeah, but I think Mark's right. Like that's the challenge. They do lose. It's just going to lose a little bit if you got Super 32 contend with guys that don't do particularly well. Maybe at Super 32 might jump over and try to get a couple good matches in and climb the ladder.
Upper Fall Classic and Elite 8 duels.
Yeah.
Right before Super 32. It's like, and you come back from that. It's like, hey, you're gonna miss school for 3 days again this week. You got to go be in Des Moines, Iowa on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think that's what makes it harder. If they could push this out to a Thursday weigh-in, it would free up. It would allow some kids to possibly reconsidering and head out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's October 26th. Preseason's over with. So that's like the last tournament before the high school season starts. So there's going to be some downtime as far as competitions go until Bosco. What is it? Is it called Bosco? What's the Iowa tournament? Don Bosco?
Oh, the
Donnybrook.
Donnybrook. Sorry. Donnybrook.
Yeah.
Donnybrook and then Ironman.
And it used to be, I just found this out. It used to be called the Dan Gable Open or Dan Gable Invite is what it was called at one point in time.
Oh, and then obviously Huntley is on the Barrington tournament is the week of Thanksgiving. So we're sitting here a month out of Thanksgiving, basically, right?
Yep.
And that's basically the next tournament that we'll be talking about, really.
The Marmion tournament early, and that's a good.
Oh, it is.
Super good one. I think they have a couple Wisconsin teams coming this year as well.
Is Marion still going to that?
Yes. Yep,
Okay,
that is our first tournament.
So that's like the second week, or no, that's like the last weekend of November.
I believe it's in I think it's before Thanksgiving.
It's got to be.
Or can it be? I don't know if it can be. But yeah, that's I believe our first tournament. And that's like that's a good tournament. It really is. It really truly is. Last year they were the only 1A team there. Oh no, there was one more 1A team. Mark knew it, and I forgot who it was. Like Bishop McNamara, maybe. That's a 1A school.
Yeah.
But it's no, the Marmion tournament's cool. It's good. And then it was a long tournament. I can tell you that. But they all are.
One day or 2 day?
2 days.
2 days.
2.
Is it?
Yeah.
What did we do? Did we stay out there? Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, because again, Jimmy wrestled Erickson the first week, right?
Yeah, yep. Right away.
Yep. So, I mean, obviously they both went on to win state titles that year, but to start the first competition of the season with 2 state champs wrestling in the finals, so it must be a good tournament. So you're right, Jim. Marmion tournament's up first, and then Barrington. And then Donnybrook, and then Ironman.
And I don't know, like the Barrington tournament. So, like Gaz is gone. So, like the only kid from Frem that there's you got who's the 190-pounder from Frem that I like? Nance, and then who's the other one that's good? Berchtold.
Oh, Berchtold was at Libertyville when he graduated.
Yeah. Oh. But they'll have teams like the Havocleaf, I believe, will be there from Buffalo Grove. I think those guys are there.
Barrington's good again.
Yeah.
Who's the other Frem kid? There's another Frem kid. Who is it?
There's a few. I mean, again, I guess when we're going to get closer to this. This is another good topic. So to think about, like, preparing for this kind of the start of the season and kind of the tournament previews and stuff, we're going to have to get clear on weight classes and rankings. So how do you guys foresee us starting those up? How do you think do we start by going over last year's results, or do we go and say, all right, off season, what weight are these guys at?
Well, the problem with going off last year's results is going to be on memory alone.
Yeah.
Because there's no real way to, there's no good way of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of kids have moved. We've also had kids move classes. Some schools have gone into different classes.
Yeah.
Like, I keep forgetting Montini will be in 3A this year. Marion's in 2A. But there's been a couple others that have moved. There's been some kids that have moved schools.
Incoming freshmen. That's a big deal.
Yeah, incoming. And
that's a huge deal. I think that there's more than one, but right off the top, Hogan Rice and Brendan Arden. Like, those are 2 incoming freshmen that are going to be on the podium,
Marion Central Catholic bias.
Yeah. Yeah, there's many freshmen coming in. I think that's the hard part. We really have to figure out, looking at last year's IK results and IESA results and seeing who is actually coming to high school this year, or who's what is the term? Reclassification? Reclassing. But I'm sure that there's a couple guys coming in this year that are going to be, making some noise right away. So yeah, we got to dive deep into the rankings themselves and see what classes people are in, where they're at weight wise, and then we can get to looking at previewing the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
So
you can already. I can tell you right now, IC wins 2A team state and Marmion wins 3A team state. Like, there's no way around. Like, that's in stone. Am I wrong, Stewie? I saw that. Well, he's gone. I offended him so much, he's gone. Am I right there, Stewie, or no?
He muted himself in the process.
He's saying such bad things right now, too.
You really messed him up, Jim. You really got him. He's like,
It's the self, like it's
So
the
you,
self muting.
yeah. So you think the 3A and 2A is already a done deal team wise?
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. That would be. I mean, there's no chance.
I don't think so. I think that's I mean, Marmion's for sure, and then
They're good.
IC's.
Right?
Yeah, IC's got a couple new kids, and where they're good, where they were good last year, they're better this year.
Yeah.
And then 1A, I don't even know who's 1A. I'm assuming Vandalia or Coal City, right?
Yeah. Yep, that was the assumption. Now, has IC won state yet? Do you know? Do you remember? I haven't looked at team.
I have no idea. I didn't even know what here. I mean, I'm not because it's not like a badass program. It's just my ignorance. I didn't even know who IC was until Colin Young went there. You know what I mean?
Well,
I didn't really.
it's a newer program as far as like
Okay.
competitive. I would assume. I mean, it hasn't been traditionally a powerhouse. It's not the same as Marmion. It's not the same as Mount Carmel. It's not the same as
Gotcha.
JCA. It's not the same as Marist. Some of these programs have been around for decades and having a lot of success. IC was not one of them, and I think over the last decade they had some people really participate in turning the program up and
Oh,
just
for
turn
sure.
it around, and then obviously now it's good. So, but yeah, if that's a done deal, one thing that we were talking about earlier is like seeing duels, right? Like how many duels are we going to see before the state series? And from the sound of it, some of these teams are avoiding some teams. Like,
Yeah, and I get it. Like here's what I don't like about that. If you know you're going to win and you take it, then the next year you might not win. You don't take it. That's bullshit.
yeah,
Like you got to play the game both ways.
yeah. I mean, some of these other sports conferences and stuff like that, they require you to go against each other every year. But the problem with that is, when you're in the conference going against each other, it's not really that big a deal because it's not really a rivalry, right? But
Right.
you have to wrestle them every year. You have to compete against them every year. Where what it sounds like, some of these duels are set up when they have a good team, and then when they don't have a good team, they don't want to set the duel up. It's like, well, you got to have a little back and forth. You got to be able to get your butt kicked by the team.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's not a bad thing to take losses. It's probably more bad to not build up the fan bases, like to build up the back and forth at the dual meets. Hey, you guys put on a great event last year. That's awesome. Now you're coming to our place. We're going to try to do as much of putting on an event as we can. Put on a good duel. Everybody's happy. Youth kids are excited about wrestling. High school kids are excited about wrestling. We need to do a better job of that. And I think our competitiveness is like, coaches are like, well, we don't have a good squad, so we're not taking them this year. It's like, well, you'll have a good year. You'll have one next year or the year after that. So
Yeah.
just, take the lumps.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Especially when were basically gift wrapped a win the previous year, maybe like when that team wasn't as good or didn't match up as well.
Yeah. Well,
right?
I guess that every situation would be uniquely different, but I would be curious how often it is where, the less skilled team was like, yeah, we'd love to do this. And then the next year it's like, well, we don't have it. It's like, well, this was the year that we were going to win. It's like, well,
Yeah.
we're not giving you that one. So
For sure.
yeah. But I think we lost Mark. I think he's not making it back. And, it's been a couple, it's like when you lose somebody, you give them a couple minutes, and if they're not back, you got to call out, call the search party.
They never loved you. They didn't come back.
Mark never looked. Yeah, you got him with that. You got him with that last comment, and
I think so.
He walked away. But it will be interesting. The next month, we're gonna have a lot to talk about, to really like comb over and figure out how it's all going to shake out with the lineups, with the weight classes, with the rankings, the classes, who's going to be wrestling at what tournament. Yeah, the season's about here. I think I've gotten a few text messages that people are excited about it, and last year we had a lot of fun talking about all the stuff. So I think this year's going to be fun too.
And it's starting to feel like wrestling season, right? Like the leaf, there's leaves on the ground, the wood burners are going. You know what I mean? It's just starting to feel like wrestling season.
Yep. Yeah, I'm forced to put my golf clubs away. And so now it's wrestling season.
Well, you wore them out. They're breaking on you.
Yeah. True. They did break on me. I was swinging too hard all year, but yeah, it's wrestling season for sure.
Let's let's talk about, because like yesterday we had you were around all them good, like, let's talk about this real fast. It just might not flow. Like, I'm not going to flow with it like you will, but like, how good was yesterday? Like, all them little kids that are here, like you're coaching with all these little kids, and they're getting, like, there's good little kids out there. Right?
Yeah.
Like young, like, I don't know even how old they are. They're 8 or less. Like, they're 8 years old or even younger than that. And they're good.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it, so we did a little camp practice at the shed where you're at right now. Jimmy put on a little practice, sent the guy, put some high school kids, a lot of little kids through some technique and stuff that he had successfully done this last week at Super 32. And what I was thinking about is not only are little kids getting better, but I was thinking about how good high school kids are and why they're so good, and how, before, you'd go and you just train really hard, you try really hard, but you wouldn't get as high level contact, right? You wouldn't get high level contact as much with coaches. Some people would, some people wouldn't, but generally speaking, it was like, just go put your running shoes on, get a couple guys and wrestle hard, and you'll get better, and then you'll compete hard.
Yeah.
Right? But now, like, they're getting so good. Like, when I watch Jimmy do technique and stuff, it's like, no, he's good. Like, he's like a high level wrestler, and he's only a junior in high school. So, assuming that this all continues and high school kids have been going through the same system, all these youth kids are case in point, they're getting technique from high level guys, they're getting private lessons from high level guys, they're going to practices with high level coaches, and then on top of that, their peer group, like guys like Jimmy or others, are so successful and so good that it's so much easier to just, I guess, be inspired or motivated, or even like the modeling, right? Like when you just watch other kids do stuff and now they're trying to do it too. So yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I think I think youth kids are getting good, and they're better than ever. I mean,
Yeah. No, yeah, just like, when I came into the big building yesterday when you guys were wrestling, there was like a little group of kids, and they were, and I admittedly don't know, I know less than zero. But like, man, you watch these little kids wrestling, and it's like, wow. Remember back in the day when Noonan and Hoagie Beer came out to Belvedere, and you're like, holy shit, look at these guys. That's what it was like yesterday with me. I was like, wow, man, look at like little Lambruni and that little winger kid from Dakota. They were wrestling, and it's like, they're little, man. They're young. I mean, they're making lists to Santa young, right? Like they're putting out cookies for Santa young.
That is a great way to describe how young they are. Yeah.
And dude, these kids are like doing like real stuff,
Yeah.
And then the little Brody, like, you got Vinny Albert's kid Gabe. He's always been in a good room. I mean, I can start naming little kids, but man, there's so many good little guys that it's like, damn, these little guys are good.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember that when Jimmy was 8 years old, he wasn't good. I promise. He was brand new, and it was,
yeah.
I don't think it was.
Well, there's always been good kids young, right? Like, so young kids have been going to Tulsa forever, right? Like, they've had little, there've been people who have traveled the country and won everything, right? David Taylor won everything. But I do think that even the average kid has just a level of awareness, whether even if it's just from the internet, like just having access to the internet makes kids better today than they were 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So
If you take advantage of it, right? I mean, that's
yeah, but
just
even if you didn't take advantage, even if you don't take advantage of it, I think your just awareness of what wrestling looks like is still possibly higher than, you know, like when you had less ability to watch it, right? Like kids are watching high level wrestling, whether or not they ability, I guess I don't know. I mean, I just think it's like, I think it's hard to imagine that just by watching and having access to seeing high level wrestling so easily, that even the basic wrestlers are, again, this is why I think there is a wide gap between like super elite wrestlers and then like first year wrestlers, because if you just start wrestling at 6 years old, by the time you get to high school, even if you're not a state champ or a state qualifier or a state placer, like you have a pretty good understanding of like the culture of wrestling, what wrestling looks like, um, you know. And if you just got into wrestling as a high schooler, you're like, you have no idea what's going on.
oh yeah,
You missed out on, 5 years of everything, right?
yeah.
So, um, yeah,
Well, no, that's
kids are
yeah,
good.
that's it's no, it's like a new wrestling fan. Like, how do you? Dude, it's a crazy to like. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you just like if my mom went to a wrestling tournament. I mean, imagine me trying to explain to my mom why that kid's crying or why you know what I mean
Well, that might be
or what.
easy. Yeah, he got his
Yeah,
ass
but you
whooped.
get what I mean. Like, it's just yeah. If you're even as a parent, if you're not in the game early, it has to be overwhelming. It has to be. Well, imagine being a kid. You know what I mean? Imagine actually being the one doing it. It's got to be even harder than it really is. You
Yeah,
know?
I would agree with that statement. Yeah, it. I've seen it. I mean, it's so overwhelming that it's so easy to to find your way out of it because
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's hard. You have to go, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like you have to you have to turn into some crazy monster if you just get started in high school. You got to go to everything. You got to practice 365 days. You got to, find two workouts you got to do
yep.
everything. And that would be so overwhelming. Um, and again, like I said this yesterday with those guys, the campers, like wrestling is just so hard. It's so hard. And the kids are saying, get locked in. This is a phrase that's passed the wrestling room with the kids. Locked in. I'm locked in. And it's like, dude, you got to be locked in for 24/7 for 3 to 4 years consistently just to get yourself an opportunity to be one of the better kids in the state and in the country. So
For
it's
sure.
it's a hard game, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's like it does. Like yeah, like that's what I think about sometimes. Like explaining. Imagine trying to explain this to somebody. Like
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely hard. I mean, as a golfer, I think of like it's just so, like you said, it's just not as overwhelming. Even if you are getting into like golf later and it's really hard to do, it's like it looks like a mountain that you could climb. Not so wrestling. Wrestling's it looks like the highest mountain that you could possibly run up.
yeah, I
So
mean it's yeah. I mean if you yeah, what does it take to get good at golf? It takes money and time, right? You know.
yep.
I mean that's it. And then like wrestling, what's it good at wrestling? Shit. I mean I obviously don't know, but like, dude.
Well, you've seen it. I mean, it takes a lot
Well,
of
yeah, but
fucking
like,
hard days of work. I mean, you're talking
yeah,
again, our camp yesterday was 3 hours and these kids were focused and they were disciplined and it was, you know, I mean, that's 3 hours of work. We were concentrated in certain positions. Um, the guys, yeah, we had a couple of us, Jimmy and I were going around making sure everybody was still doing the same things and staying on task. And obviously they were highly motivated to be there. So for 3 hours they worked out. So yeah, it's a little different, right?
for sure.
If I go out on the golf course for 3 hours, I want to go for 3 more hours, right? Like I want to just keep going. You just let me give me a golf cart and I'll just stay there. But with wrestling, it's like 3 hours and 3 more hours.
Dude, I texted Renee to bring me a beer, and like I just heard her yelling at somebody on the phone. I'm like, better them than me. Who are you talking to like that? Oh,
That's funny. I thought the Bobcat came out. I thought you were
no,
like, oh
no.
shit, the Bobcat.
All them wrestling dads are awesome, right? Like that's a cool thing. Like stepping back and looking at it, not to like be weird and like toot my own horn or something like that, but like, dude, the weekends out here are fun, man. These kids get better, they really do. And then the dads it's just cool. It's cool to get like together like that, I think. You know?
I agree. I like it.
And then you had a few kids that were so like Gavin Woodmansey and Landon Neer, they both had, for lack of a better term, shitty preseason national tournament. So they came here and wrestled for 3 hours instead of licking their wounds at home on TikTok. They came here and wrestled, right? That's a lot. That's good on them, good on dads. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what else do you do, right?
Yeah, you just get back up and fight again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about
and
it
you
earlier.
like you were here. So what time was practice? 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So you were at here. So they wrestled from 11 to 2, and you were at what at 9 a.m. You were wrestling Jimmy at night from 9 to
but 10.
9 to 10. So like, you guys wrestled from 9 to 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little wild, but
it is.
Once I'm on the mat, I feel good. I like it. I feel sore the next day, but when I'm on the mat, I don't have it doesn't. I mean, very few moments in my life where I ever on a mat and I was like, I don't really want to be here. Right.
Yeah.
I like it. So.
Oh yeah, you're a wrestling junkie for sure. 100%. 100%. No, I just I feel like I wrestled all day. Like, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it comes with a lot. I mean, with everybody. I mean, that's exhausting too. But yeah, it was fun. It was a great weekend. A lot of good wrestling. Looking forward to the season. Hopefully, we can have many more weekends. I mean, we have a few weekends for sure before the season starts, but when everything gets going, we'll be on the trail, watching dual meets and broadcasting and talking about results. So
for sure. Let me plug next weekend for now. Next weekend is the event at Relentless.
Okay.
The Fright Night, where they have like I think this year it's like a dual platform kind of. You're gonna get thrown on a team and have a big duel instead of like individual matchups per se. I think that's the way it's going. So you'll have like, it's middle school, just so there's never like a issue with high school kids, but it's they'll have technique, they'll have practices, and then they'll have a bunch of matches.
It's like just a little wrestling fair.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's food, drinks, everything like that there. It's cool. Like, they do a good job with that. They do a real good job with that.
Putting on a little
fun.
Party. Preseason. Yeah. And again, this is that'll be the last, I forget if it's the last week or the second to last week before the season. So the season starts on the 10th. So you're talking the first?
It's the 31st.
Oh, it's on Friday.
Yep.
Okay, so it's on Friday.
Oh, no, is it? I don't even know.
I think Halloween's on Friday, I think.
Oh, then it's on Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday's the 1st. So basically a week before the season starts.
Yeah.
And
I don't even know.
School wrestlers?
Yeah, no high school. I don't really know why. I just think there's like too many, like, if you do, because of all their rules, like all the Illinois rules, I think if you did something like, they called that a feature match, that could jeopardize your eligibility, and I think we're all pretty well familiar and schooled with eligibility stuff. So like, don't even take the chance.
Yeah.
Who knows what they,
Yeah, I wonder. I haven't looked into any of the like details of the supposed rules and stuff yet. If there's ever an event, I'll have to figure it out. But
yeah,
in
Well, I
some
think the
level, it's
big
like,
thing is how you interpret the rules. That's it. I mean, it's
yeah,
kind of like there's rules set in place, but then how do they interpret them? That's the uncontrollable part of it, right?
yeah, yeah. And I think, one good thing is about rules is the more and more opportunities that exist for competition, for exposure, for um, like having an event and getting people there, the more of those types of things, like the more decentralized aspects that happen, the more those rules will have to be laxed, right? Because again, it's like, if one parent has all the rules and then the other parent is, you don't have to follow those rules. It's like, well, I don't have to be here. I'll just go, whatever. That's a
Yeah,
terrible analogy, but in general, it's like there's a lot of rules, and it's often been because they could just make a lot of rules. But with time, as time goes on, knowing that whether it's just committing kids to a national season and not doing the high school in season or something, or you know, um, just doing off season, for instance, right? Like any type of unorthodox approach that has emerged, which we know there's a lot of them that have. Um, Now they just have to be more laxed on rules, otherwise they're just gonna push people away.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so
Well,
hopefully they
I
don't
think
do that.
the problem with having all these rules, though, I think people can unfairly use them or threaten somebody with well, I like just the whole rule interpretation, like, well, you shouldn't be going here because technically, that's not, you can't do that in season. Well, that's not true. But like, people get turned away by that. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like, say
Yeah.
say a guy wants his kids in his room only,
Yeah.
nowhere else. Well, how do you sell that? You can't sell it because you can't say, well, hey, I'm the best guy. Be here and be here only. That doesn't work. I mean, maybe in some cases it does, but I don't think the best. I know for a fact that the best coaches are not saying that. So, like maybe a mediocre program or something like that could use those rules or try to use those rules. They'll be
I
like,
see what
hey,
you're
well,
saying. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's bullshit, right?
Yeah, I definitely think people do probably use that, like to scare people. Like, don't do
Yeah,
that because that could get you in trouble. It's like, all right, well, I can't do it because, yeah, I mean, rules cause a lot. They
oh
they
yeah,
they they make a lot of the progress slower,
for sure.
especially with wrestling. We just, it's more of like the free market type aspect of like let things kind of develop before you start regulating everything, I guess. But we're still trying to get we're still trying to get kids out for the activity, for the sport.
Yeah,
More camps, more practices, more opportunities to interact with other people. The more you get with that, the more opportunity people will get better and more invested into the sport. And then the larger the sport will grow. I think when everything happens like that, what you're saying, then people start to retract and they start not going to that practice. It's like, well, what if that practice was the practice that led to an inspired kid to become, a
yeah.
great wrestler? It's like, yeah, minimizing those contacts or those unique interactions is just, I don't like it, but
No, especially when it's ego based,
yeah,
right? That's weird. That makes it because now it's like, well, hey, who's this about?
yeah. Well, yeah, I
You
think
know?
you're talking the potential with coaches. I'm talking also just the rules itself, like just making rules. And if you want to make, yeah, we're getting in the weeds, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Well, no, the rules get. I mean, make a rule for a rule. I mean, I get it. Like that's have a rule for a rule. That way you cover yourself no matter what. You can
Yeah.
do anything you want. I get
Speak,
that.
speaking of, we should have another rule conversation because when I was wrestling with Jimmy yesterday, he was telling me that there's some high school rule changes um, with top wrestling, and I have to look into it because I haven't seen them. Um, but if they are true, if it's true that what he said, oh, I'm gonna be upset.
What is it? I don't even know.
So in a leg position, like, so if you're behind and you have the leg in, you could grab your ankle. So supposedly he said that they're gonna call that locked hands now.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how you if you kind of understand what I'm talking about. If I put a leg in, you sit out, and my leg comes across your hip, and I grab my ankle, he said that is potentially going to be locked hands. So
now your ankle has become like a arm or a hand or like another limb. Like there's
yeah,
only, huh?
which makes no sense because it can't be your other arm. You can't. So
Right.
now they're limiting things that you can grab. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, when you talk about high school rules changes, especially to rules to the tournament, the matches and stuff, or what moves you can't do, right? Like, um, what's the assassin? You can't do the assassin.
I think that depends where you're at. That's like I think that all depends on location. Like it's illegal in certain states, is what I remember
Yeah.
hearing. Like that, I don't know if that's just wrestling folklore,
No, I think
but
it's illegal in the state of Illinois. I
I
think.
don't. Here's what I don't get. Like here, you guys have something to model yourself. Like you have there is a set of rules in effect, like NCAA's. Like whatever those rules are, just use those rules and be
Yeah.
done. Just
Yeah.
be done. Make it easier.
The what is the scapegoat that a lot of these people in those positions use is like health and safety. Well, for the health and safety of these kids, it's like I mean, I just don't think they can successfully argue that. I think they just use it so people can't argue it because they're not going to change it because nobody has to. They don't have to change it, right? So
No.
the National Federation of High Schools or whatever the rule committee, they make a rule. It's not like they can get vetoed and the people can be like, well, we don't like that rule, right? There's no organizing. Um, there's no player association. There's no athlete association. That's like,
Right.
there's no way to push back on that authority. They just say, well, we're making these rules for health and safety of our athletes. And you're just supposed to accept it. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
but
As soon as you hear,
now it's
yeah.
not wrestling. Now it's not
As soon
now
as you
it's
hear the word safety, though, you can't ever go against it.
yeah, you
You know what I
can't
mean?
argue
That's
because then
that's the
you're
perfect blanket. That's the best blanket statement in the world. Health and safety.
yeah.
Well, all right, you got to be all in. Otherwise, you're not. Oh, you don't care about these kids' health and safety. Well, no, I just
Yeah.
I get it.
Well,
I
yeah,
get
and
it.
it's in reality with that situation, it's like the ref has the ability to interpret health and safety at every given moment, right? Like they have the ability to evaluate, oh, this is dangerous, potentially dangerous,
Mhm.
right? If they see their shoulder going a certain way, if they see their neck going a certain way that looks, not good, right? They have the ability to stop it, but to change rules and stuff for a move or whatever, especially when they're using it at the Division One level, kind of like my point earlier is like these kids are getting good to the point because they're watching high level wrestling on their phones and stuff. And it's like now you're like, well, I know you just watched a national champion do something. You can't do that in this match. Wait, why? Well, because it's illegal. It's like, yeah, but I just saw so and so do it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know how to tell you, but you can't do it. It's like, well, that's confusing as shit. I just watched one of the best wrestlers at Division One level use it. Why can't I use it? So it
Right.
is, yeah, it's kind of silly, but
No, and that's it. I mean, officiating. Obviously, that's like we started this podcast off with me saying like I was bitching about the officiating, and it wasn't even. I mean, that's I don't know. I'm not that. I don't. I hate being that guy, but it was bad. But like the officiating is it's got to be one of the most difficult things to do. But I think like that danger points, if that's what it's called, danger, like that should be incorporated in high school. I really do. I don't know what do you call it, like danger points, like where
yeah,
you're if you're in that waterfall position or something like that, and you sit back on them, like I mean their backs to the mat. I mean
yeah,
if you're gonna call it in college, call it now, and that'll help these kids later. I mean that's a
yeah. I would agree.
spot
I
maybe
I
you
think
want to be in.
yeah, and I think refing, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the argument is people say that there's less and less people want to ref because of the coaches and the parents. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I know
No,
some of them are doing good, and if they were tasked with the situation of following the same rules, they'd be able to do it. I think some people, I mean, some refs don't even know the rules that they're given for high school or whatever. So Yeah, it's just that's the hard part about sport, because at the end of the day with wrestling, as I tell every athlete that I ever work with, it's like you have to be so good that you have to assume the ref is probably going to make a bad call, because most of the refs are not that good. Um, so you have to just anticipate that. And if you don't, then you're going to allow yourself to be in a situation where you might lose a match because the ref made a call that was their judgment call, or just a bad angle, or a bad choice, or maybe even they hate your coach and they just
Yeah,
wanted to hit you for stalling because they don't like your coach. Um, those types of things you have to just overcome with your undeniable performance. You have to be, you have to perform above that. And
yeah. Well, it's a
but
cliche. It's the cliche. Don't leave it in the ref's hands. But
yeah, yeah.
man, it doesn't always work that way.
No, and it doesn't. But that's why if it does happen that way, you can't dwell, you can't complain about it, because it's not going to do you any good.
Yeah,
Like in those situations, you did everything that you could do. Somebody else did something that's outside of your control. In that situation, you got to move on. You just got to let it go, because yeah, there's no recourse. Like there's no, you're not gonna petition it. You
right.
can't do anything. So um, it's just an unfortunate circumstance. But either way, hopefully we won't have much of that this year. Hopefully we'll have
No,
some
I
fun
think
stuff.
the worst one. Remember the Will Denny thing?
Oh
That duel.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
that
yeah,
was crazy.
yeah.
That was
Exactly. And that wasn't a situation that deemed anything. That was just a ref that wanted to make a point that they had the ability to do whatever the hell they wanted to do when they did it. Um,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's like
again,
it's the librarian that tells you to be quiet when you're not making noise.
yeah,
Like I get it. I
yeah,
get it. I can't be. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if I was really, a better journalist, I should probably actually reach out and figure out like further detail on that, because again, that's something that I think is hard. I think we're doing a little bit better job with media now today, not just us, but other people as well, where you can hold people accountable by talking about things more often. um I mean, I forgot about this. I forgot about the Denny situation until you just mentioned it, right?
no,
um
I think about those like so the thing with Landon is what made me like think about it. I'm like, damn, remember when they did that to Will Denny, and then the Fargo thing with Jimmy getting put on a shot clock twice, which is like ultra rare. You know what I mean? Like it
yeah,
doesn't even make sense. And then the
especially, I mean,
Landon,
in that situation, they're both in the center of the circle the whole time.
yeah. And if you watch, like, here we go, like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Here, I'm on a roll. I am. Let's bring me the manager. Um, like that was they even had it on the shot clock. They even had it set up the other way. Like they had it set up right where like this kid was on a shot clock, now this kid's on a shot clock. And then they never fixed it. Like the refs just like, oh no, and you could hear them talk, and they're like, oh no, just put red back on or blue, like what?
Yeah.
This was, I don't know. But so when we were in Florida, when I was in Florida with Jeff Goss, we met the head official for Fargo. His name's Ed Brown, super nice guy. He lives in Alaska. And he told me that there's at Fargo, the need for refs is so deep that there's people that they take an online course and then they come and they get their uniform and that's it. They're good.
Yeah.
That could be the first time they've ever been to a wrestling tournament at all. They passed the online course. You know what I mean?
Heard they're gonna get
Like,
$400.
yeah, whatever it is. I mean, it's like we were talking about earlier. It's like me in a sex ed course. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it, but I'm still gonna harass people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's the same thing. So that'd be like,
You're not gonna harass people, Joe. But I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, yeah, some of these refs take a course, they pass the test, and then they'll literally do something that is like they'll call locked hands when it wasn't. Whatever. They're not.
yeah,
Again, I remember a couple good coaches. Ed Geezy comes to mind. He used to always give the refs crap. He said in Russia, they make the refs have to be wrestlers. They have to be former wrestlers, just because he, with refs, I mean, you can read a book, but if you haven't wrestled before, you don't understand positions and you don't know what you're seeing. You think you do, but you don't really know what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
I the officiating thing is hard. It is. I'll tell you right now, I'm like totally off topic, but Caleb Noble committed to Arizona State.
Oh, good.
Let's do that.
Yeah, good reminder.
Caleb Noble's mom, Danelle, she's a ref, and she's like who? If you want somebody to ref your match, you want her to do it. Here's why. She has 3 boys that have wrestled, right? Or 2 boys that have wrestled. She's watched more wrestling than anybody in the world. Then she gets involved in officiating. Like, she's seen so much wrestling in her life that it's like you're seasoned by default. You know what I mean? You've been watching wrestling for the last 15, 20 years. You're a table worker everywhere you go. Like, you've seen so much wrestling. Like, I don't know if that's I mean, yeah, I don't know how you make that a requirement, but like, all right, you have to have had to work the table 500 times like Danelle does before you're an official. How many people are out there like that? Not many.
Yeah, I mean, to make the hoops like that, I mean, some people will just have talent, and I think they'll be good officials, and some people won't.
Yeah.
You would, yeah, it's too hard, especially when you think about these tournaments. These tournaments are thousands of kids, with what 30 some. I mean, how many mats do you think are a preseason?
I think there's 30. I think there's 28. I could tell you. I mean, I think there's 28.
It doesn't matter. So just round up to 30. So there's 30
Yeah.
mats. You got one official per mat, so that's 30 mats. You have to have probably half rotating in, right? So that's another 15, 45 officials. Do they go all day? I mean, you need.
Oh yeah.
Say you need,
and that's not only that.
Officials at least.
Not only are they there all day. Think about it. They're doing, like today. They were doing, or they've been there all weekend wrestling, officiating 7th, 8th grade, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now today is like 1st and 2nd grade. You know what I mean? Like they've been there all weekend long. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the gig is not easy either. So
no.
the gig itself is hard.
And if they made, I don't even know what it cost. I don't even know what a wrestling tournament costs, but whatever it is, like, make it more and pay these officials more, the good ones, right? Like, pay the good ones more.
Yeah, the challenge is just not really like a enjoyable thing to do.
No, you're the bad guy one way or another. I think
like just standing up all day, waving your arms. That's not fun to do.
No, and you got to be. I mean, imagine how many steps. If you took an official at like a big tournament and put it like the step watch on him, or whatever. Yeah, it'd be insane. It would be insane.
Yeah.
How many?
Especially for a good one, somebody who's moving around, active, looking at different spots and circling when people are circling and stuff. Yeah, definitely a lot. Like I said, the gig is hard. So anybody who's doing a good job of it, guys like, well, again, people that I've known that have done it very well, guys like Terry Giardini, he was very energetic. Like, I mean, it's exhausting. So I commend people who are good at it and do a good job at it. But yeah, it's a tough gig. I don't want to do it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not I mean, I don't. I know you're. You know what I mean? Like,
guys ask me all the time to do it, and I just, no way, I'm good.
Yeah, no, it'd be. Yeah, that's thankless job. That's the way you call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
thankless job.
Yeah. But hopefully they get it figured out. Hopefully some good things and less of the Will Denny things happen this year. But yeah, I think it's a good segue to stop. Remind me next time we get on one of these to bring up and talk about Noble, where he's at. He obviously committed to Arizona State, but we can dive into that. Hopefully we'll get some college commit interviews up here soon and talk to some of these kids that are set up for college and where they're going and everything in between. So
yeah, there was a ton of. I watched Iowa State wrestle off today as well. I watched a little bit yesterday. So yesterday during practice, the dads and we were in a little building, and I brought the television out that Spinelli knows how to work, so he had it set up, and we were watching U23s. So it was pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, we're not, two people whose name you can't even pronounce are wrestling, so I don't know how much we're paying attention to. But Sean Babcock could pronounce their name because he knew who they were.
Yeah.
But like you're like you're what am I called? What am I? A rainy day fan? What is that called?
Casual.
A casual like me has no idea who they are.
Yeah.
But still watch it.
Yeah, there was a lot going on this weekend wrestling wise. Sometimes I think there's too much wrestling going on. It's so hard to track everything, but that's why I like the podcast. I think it's good. We get to talk about some stuff. Well, because we talk about it, we're reminded about things, and so yeah, I definitely think there was a lot this weekend. U23s, Preseason Nationals, RAF. I think the Claw is coming out this week or next week. Eric Barnett wrestled in the Claw. I don't know what
he did or he is going to.
He did. So
really,
yeah, and I might be talking to him tomorrow, but
did he win?
Well, he didn't. He hasn't been able to say. So he has they competed and they recorded everything.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like producing it into a show, and then they're going to release it. So basically, he can't say anything until it's live. So he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me if he won or lost, but I would assume he won because he's fucking good. But I don't know who he wrestled either, so I can't really give an accurate. And they're doing different rules, so it's different. So again, I mean, we could get into nuances of the leagues and what that means, if they're good, bad, or whatever. But there's a lot of wrestling going on.
There was.
Hopefully it doesn't get so distracting that people don't know what to follow. But yeah, college wrestling is about to start. High school wrestling is about to start. Freestyle international stuff is going to take a break. Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, there was a lot going on. I forgot about that. Yeah, NC State had wrestle-offs on that you could watch. I don't remember who else. There was some other stuff. Like there was a lot going on.
Yep, there was. All right, Jim. Well, we'll let you go, and we'll see where Mark Stewart went next time.
Yeah.